Thank you, Nigerians and Abians. This is a wonderful interaction we're going to be having today with a well-known face in Abia State, a gubernatorial aspirant for the All Progressive Grand Alliance. Today, on this show, Focal Point, I am with, I've already said it, a known personality in Abia. I'm with Professor Gregory Ibe. Ndeosa.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I am Emenike with the anchor of the show, Focal Point. So, direct to your discussion, Prof. Prof, I know there are some questions that people have asked you over and over again, but we'll still go through that again so that we can have our viewers can actually enjoy getting to hear from you directly. First, why do you want to be Abia State Governor? That's one question that I've been reverberating. Why do you want to be this governor?
Well, I believe that it is my right, if I'm correct, it's my right to provide service to my community, my state, my local government, and my country. So if it is my right, then it means that when I'm ready for it, I should be able to bring myself up for service to my countrymen. So I believe that I have done my best from the private sector, and if it is retirement, I've worked from the age of 21 till now that I'm 58. I think it's time for me to take my wealth of experience back to the public service and provide the service that people need. Of course, you know that you watch what's going on over periods since 1999 and you believe you can do better. That's why I have arrived to provide those much needed leadership that is a gap.
Okay, Prof. Of course, it's said that before you can attempt to solve a problem, you have to know what exactly is the problem, the root cause of these issues. Abia State viewers of opinions of people have said that Abia State have been left behind in terms of development in the southeast of Nigeria. What do you think is really the problem of Abia State?
Well, leadership recruitment is number one, because I've done a lot of programs, national programs, where I'm preaching to Nigerians that in order to move our polity forward, we need to think about leadership recruitment. I've held different workshops, conferences on the recruitment, and if you take that particular posture down to Abia State, you can see the problem with leadership recruitment. So when you recruit something that is not well prepared or to lead, then what you get is garbage in, garbage out. So that is all about leadership recruitment that we are suffering in Abia. Somebody must be prepared to provide leadership. Somebody must be trained. In fact, when we we give assignment in class as a lecturer, we say, are managers born or trained? So you argue for or against. So when you see a manager that is born and equally trained, then there's perfect delivery or deliverables. But when you see somebody that is neither born with it or trained with it, what you get is what is obtainable in my state, Abia.
So there have been some clamors. Some people in government presently have said that one of our challenges are financial issues, that finances accruable to the state monthly cannot meet up to the challenges of the state. So are you telling us that if we have a good manager, then even the finances wouldn't have been a problem?
Well, no, definitely. You've just answered the question that you're asking. But let me take, I'm an accountant as well.
Yes.
Apart from being a management expert and a human development capital expert as well. See Abia State in its full totality. I'll give you one simple example. If you're an investor, you must come with your infrastructure in Abia State. Mm-hmm. And of course, it's almost happening around Nigeria, but few states are now meeting investors with their infrastructure. I built a university. Every infrastructure here have to provide it, which is against all norms of development. Okay, now I built Abia State University as an accountant. I built Imo State Airport. I built a teaching hospital in Aba. How much were the military administrators having when that project was going on? When we finished the teaching hospital in 2003, the government was owing me up to this moment 160 million naira of then, up till now, not yet paid by Abia State government. So which means I'm a partner to that project because I invested money believing that I will be paid, and nobody paid. Without my contribution to that teaching hospital, Abia State indigenes or our students wouldn't have been studying medicine. So you can see, then let me go back to Aba. Let me go back to Abia. You cannot rule out the ingenuity of Abia people so far as business is concerned. They make money, they know how to account, they are in control of finances from Togo down to here, from Equatorial Guinea, from Congo Brazzaville, Congo DRC, up to Angola, our people, up to Cameroon. You will see Abians all scattered everywhere. So there's money going around, and they come to shop in Aba. And somebody tells me that there's no internal general revenue, that Ebonyi is better than us. It's a lie. Okay, let's look at the money accruable to the state. If the money accruable to the state is taken away under security vote, so you cannot do anything. So it definitely you'll be in trouble so far as finances are concerned. So managers of finances, people that know how to keep records, and people have to provide the required costing to projects, should be allowed to provide leadership to my state. So the issue of money should not be the problem. And moreover, if you have a seal of government and you have integrity behind your name, you have the exposure, there are a lot of people that want to invest in Abia. You can turn the entire China back to Abia to invest. So but those things are lacking because nobody is actually bringing leadership to the table.
Okay, before we discuss politics, let's still look at what are your plans, because of course we've had these interactions over some time, but I think that people need to know more. If you become Abia State governor, what are 3 things that you can implement that can change the tide in the state?
I released some of my blueprint and my manifesto, but it's been plagiarized so far as I'm here now because I was in the other party. So all the papers I released before is everywhere. People are copying it and trying to impress Abians. But I'm the originator of most of the things they are doing. So if I come now and facing the camera and saying what I'm going to provide for Abians, it will still be the recycling of tools of people who will start studying and copying what I have to do for Abia. But let me say that as a UN consultant, as a World Bank consultant, doing things for World Bank, as somebody that has carried out the reform and worked with President Obasanjo, when Nigeria will say that they had their best, I was in the reform team, I was consultant of our 7 ministries. Even the much talked about railway, I was the consultant to the review of Railway Master Plan of Nigeria. I won also the tender and I implemented with my team the redesigning of Niger Bridge. So you can check the Federal Ministry of Works. I won the tender as the technical man with my company. So you can imagine how far I've gone and what I have done in this country in construction, in name any sector, and I'm bringing it to bear for Abia. So I think Abia people, we should be proud that they have a son who is so determined that we need to change the entire sphere. All sectorials must receive a good attitude of development. There's no community, no child will be left behind, because so far abandonment of different communities, senatorial zones has been the bane, but these are not going to happen. But I will keep these things to myself because I know that it will be a covenant between me and Abians that in every 1 month they should be able to take record of what I have done for them, because I'm not running away. I'm the highest investor in Abia State.
Okay, Let's dive into politics. Recently, you left your former party, the People's Democratic Party, and moved over to All Progressive Grand Alliance. What was behind that move?
So we had to move and to see how we can make Southeast to come under one umbrella as a party and have the opportunity of negotiating power, because today we are not able to negotiate with PDP nor negotiate with APC. We are being toyed back and forth. I spent so much money for the past 7 years trying to work on Igbo presidency. When I called the World Igbo Summit and prepared a 50-year visioning document for Igbo, everybody felt Ibe was a joker. Anyone I started think I'm a joker, but I'm bringing the attitude of the UN back to the Southeast and see how the best can be out for leadership each time we have a political transition. So they failed, and then here I am today in APGA, trying to join my fellow brothers and sisters who cares about our culture, who cares about our beginning, who cares about our situation in the country, and then by coming to provide leadership that matters to an average Igbo man wherever you are from.
Okay, Prof. So some people in still APGA are of the opinion that you're of the PDP, that probably if you win under APGA, you will return to PDP.
Well, you see why I told you that my word is my bond.
Yes.
Those questions have always been asked. PDP is something that I'm not ready to go back to. So be rest assured that I won't take my words back. I am in APGA. I have preached our Igbo-ness, I have preached togetherness, and I want to see how we build a full structure for all Igbos to come together and have one common identity for negotiation of what happens in Nigeria. Whichever way you are, wherever you are, the best option you have is to move to APGA. That's the only way. So I'm not leaving APGA to anybody. Just be rest assured that I have stopped so far so that I can, as somebody you might not like to hear, I was denied childhood because of Biafran War. But today, here I am. I'm joining my team, my people who have the belief that Ojukwu was our leader. So I want to be part of them, and I want to prove a point that we can develop ourselves. MIO Paradigm did their best, and it appears nobody apart from people who liking what they are doing with pictures, sitting and showing pictures of MIO Para is not what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is evidence-based development.
So, Prof, the delegates of APGA will be voting for who will be the flag bearer of the party in no distant time.
Yes.
And you have, at the moment now, APGA has 4 gubernatorial aspirants.
Aspirants, yes.
Why do you think they should line up behind you?
Well, the good thing about the APGA Guba aspirants is that all of us are friends. We are friends, and we believe that the best of us should lead. And wherever that emerges, all of us will support. It's not everybody has some link, very strong link to what binds us together. So that's why we are all friends. We went for screening, and we also believed in what happened that particular day. So on the day of primaries, the delegates chooses whom they want. There's track record. There's evidence-based things happening in the state, and the delegates and the people of Abia will judge very soon whom they need. But for me, I know that I remain one person that those people should queue behind, because none of them has an investment in this state, none of them is employer of labor, none of them has anything to show about their contribution to the development of Abia State. For me, that has a track record. I will, from where I am, and I will continue the leadership that is required to develop Abia. Of course, don't forget, Abia is oil producing. If I have to take you back to the initial question, asking for money, where to get the money. But have you ever felt what happens when you are an oil producing? You go to Okwa, east or west, you will now believe that we are not oil producing. Of course, we are blessed because we still have gas in Lake Quincy, enough gas. But I won't reveal most of the things I intend to do when I become governor, but we shall make sure that whatever God has bestowed onto Abia will work for Abia.
Okay, Prof. Igbo presidency.
Yeah.
Do you think that idea is dead?
It's not dead. I told you that I'm the one who have been...
concerning 2023.
Concerning 2023. And everybody seems to have shown face now. When I call all the aspirants here on World Igbo Summit to come and tell us what we have, what they have from Igbo, the person you will see here is only His Excellency Obunayono and His Excellency Pius Anyim. These are the only two that comes when the Igbo question is presented, and you need to talk to the Igbos when we're preparing the visioning document. And they made presentations here. The rest never came up. And suddenly now, everybody want to queue. I want to be president. I want to be president. When we want to do Igbo Cultural Carnival, it was meant to, I was the chairman of Ohaneze committee. We took it to River State when it was their turn. River State government chased Ohaneze out of the whole boundaries of River State. But today, they are here saying they are Igbos, they want to be, when they have not done anything to improve Ohaneze. So go to Delta. I used to move from this particular point, go with Achuzie to Owa to meet the chairman of Delta traditional rulers and how to make Ohaneze work. When it is their turn to host Ohaneze, nobody is seen. They don't pay contribution to Ohaneze. Tomorrow somebody comes out and tells you it's part of Ohaneze. We have tried to recognize these our brothers who are in the other divide, but they have always refused us. So how can't we come together and choose among ourselves? Of course, I believe that some people are always giving money here and there, induced to come out and to come and deceive our people. But don't worry, APGA will produce the president very soon.
So, on this particular note, we still have some presidential aspirants from the Igbo extractions who are also running for that particular position. And recently, they had a meeting between Sam Ohuabunwa, Pius Anyim, and two other people. What would be your advice for some of them who are still in the race?
They call it, there was a conference on Greater
Nigeria, which last week, this week.
You see why when you set up a committee, the first thing you do as a terms of reference is to look at who has been championing this cause and what information has that person. How can the Igbos call Greater Nigerian and they want to look at all the Igbo aspirants and they forgot that Ibe have been championing this? Nobody called me. I saw it on TV. Everybody came out. They are praising themselves because they don't realize the contribution of the smallest man on the street. They abandon you because they're careless. We have done a complete job, 50-year visioning document. We have contributed. Whenever there's this World Igbo Summit, the Yorubas, everybody come in here. I've done a conference bringing all the ethnic nationalities to Sheraton, Abuja, and everybody agreed. I've held meetings with Arewa. I've informed Ohaneze. There's nothing I have not done. And they called for that meeting, and they want one person to emerge. Who will agree for one another? No. They have always stood against what I'm doing here. And I don't wish them bad, but they should think wisely. If we have to go by who has had opportunities in government, who have tested different levels of governance, they can choose from. There are a few people there that you can choose. His Excellency Bonayon is there. Pius has risen up to number 4 position in Nigeria. So Igbos are prepared to provide leadership, but you will see one person coming to spoil the whole program that Igbos has. If somebody will just come and go and buy tickets that he is a presidential candidate, and people arrive from anywhere, so it means they don't even believe in Igbo cause which they have been preaching. So because they pushed us aside and they didn't want to rely on the documents we have, so they've gone there. It's a jamboree, and they've dispersed. What happens next? Has anybody agreed?
No.
Okay.
None of such information is available to the media at the moment.
Okay.
Okay, Prof, we're rounding up our discussion this hour. Now, let's still come back to Abia, which is our state and which we are more concerned about at the moment. Moving forward, on a final note, what hope are you giving to Abia?
I have total allegiance to my people. From the Azumini Blue River up to Isochi, where Imo River started, a total allegiance. What I'm bringing is solution to Abia problem. Lack of leadership, trust in government. I'm bringing competence, capacity to lead my people so that we can belong to the league of states that have developed. It's a Herculean job, is something that is quite doable. So Aba is critical, everybody says, but what Aba requires is also a small level of development. But by the time we come into government, by the special grace of God, with God we say all things are possible. We shall transform Aba. If it means creating the new Aba, the new Umuahia, it will all be created. But we are sure that we're going to make sure that there's also a few other major towns come up in Abia State so that people can do business, people can feel the import of growth in their lives. The hunger level here is too much. To buy a House of Assembly form, you hardly see any PDP person that has the money. So they've impoverished a lot of people. But in our government, we shall make sure that there's growth among everybody and there's enough housing for the youth to live, and so that people can get married and create young children that will help develop our state with IT in their brains as they are born. Of course, when I talk about evidence-based, my university is standing tall. We have developed the best innovation hub in Abuja called Innovate Hub. It has attracted the Secretary of State of the United States of America, Anthony Blinken. It has attracted the Deputy Secretary of Foreign Affairs of Israel, and from Hungary, from anywhere. They come there. That's evidence-based. What I've done in Ekiti State, in Osun State, they're evidence-based. If they had allowed me to bring most of these things here, then I would have been a government in a government. Mm-hmm. But they made sure that the teaching hospital is not located in Abia, so there's no comparison. So this university, if it's not in Uturu, they would have made sure it was not put in here, so there'd be no comparison. And just this afternoon, I learned that College of Law of ABSU have been denied accreditation. When I gave them accreditation in 2009, when UNCPA was there, I made sure that they had interim accreditation because they were not ready. So everything keeps going bad in my state, but definitely by the time we come in, we will solve all the problems. Pensioners are crying every day. Every day there's problem in multiple the sectors, and then they are taking market stalls from our market people in Aba. All these things will be put to stop because I am not coming to government to enrich myself. By the grace of God, I'm coming to make sure that my fellow Abians are doing better, and the youths have opportunity of growth.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We've had a deep interaction with Professor Gregory Ibe, where we discuss a whole lot of things. Abians and Nigerians, it's up to you to make your judgment, and then let's move forward from there. Abia will be good.